Hello and welcome to a special edition Small World Canada. I need to adjust the clock there. All right, Ambassador Bridge, here we go. Province of Ontario, they're doing the windmill thing. All right, green energy at work. Okay, the first night was spent at the Comfort Inn in Port Hope. And this was the mail. That guy looks like the Canadian version of Donald Trump there. And then Quebec hopping mad over issues to protect the frog. Interesting. All right, well, here's a look at the map. I don't do the GPS thing. I do the maps. All right, Toronto. First day, when we left on Wednesday, we made it all the way to Port Hope. So we made it past Toronto. The trip will continue on to the province of Quebec and a cool city, Montreal. You see it up there. All righty. Family in Montreal and a detour. Well, I take a detour a lot in Detroit, but I'm going to do a little detouring here in Montreal. But the Museum of Fine Arts, they have a Cholula glass exhibit there in front. This is Sherbrooke Street, and en route to a place to spend the night. Okay, well, I found my sister. My sister lives in Brebeuf with my brother-in-law and raised a family out there. But we're very familiar with Montreal. And their two sons are attending school, one at Concordia and one at a CEGEP, which is just education past high school. So they have a place. There's my sister on the right, my mom on the left. We're checking out just a week or two before. This is Buckethead. They had a mural exhibit, and artists from around the world came and painted these murals on these buildings. So it was a fascinating place to actually spend a couple of nights, because it was kind of a youth culture kind of thing. So my nephews are renting this apartment for while they attend school, which is great. Here's my mom trying to get the best picture here with the comedy festival dude, the hahaha.com.
Okay.
That's the thing. They have a great comedy festival over here, just for laughs. So, but the murals were, that's right up my alley. I love that stuff. I love the artist. They bring that energy and creativity and so forth. You want to be around that. Good cloud day here. Variety of the clear blue, the white, and the dark. All right, well, they're going to have a national festival here in Quebec. It's Saint Jean the Baptiste Day. And they have cranes they're building, which is really good. Here, let's listen in.
L'histoire du spectacle québécois.
Que c'était un show patriotique, mais au fond, c'était pas ça. C'était vraiment un beau rassemblement de cœur, comme aujourd'hui.
Voilà.
Ça lâche pas.
Et on salue donc aussi.
Well, the actual holiday is on the 24th, but they start celebrating here on the 23rd. So this was a Thursday night. They have bike trails, which is great, so they're a bike-friendly city. In those months of the year, when it's not snowing. They do get a lot of snow in Montreal. Rogers is their communication, their cable and so forth. Puffy clouds, but a look at some of the commercial area. It's mixed with business and people living in condos and the like. It's kind of an international city, Montreal, where Toronto would be the cosmopolitan center and kind of like the New York of Canada. Montreal has its old school, old world flavor. This is an underground. They have a city built underground, mirrors kind of the subway station, and they have a great mass transit system. Unbelievable. So yeah, Montreal is a city to explore. You just can't do it in the time that I'm gonna actually spend here. I'll get a little flavor of what's going on here in Montreal. We'll mix it up. I like architecture here. Back in the day, I think those guys went to scare away evil spirits. All right, there might be some Mexicans. I'm willing to bet. Very international. A lot of. They have immigrants. They have a great policy. And even renting, look at all the bikes. A lot of them were already rented out. So if you want to... This guy was checking for parking. My sister didn't believe it, but I was worried about parking. I actually didn't get a parking ticket, which was great. And I parked for free for the whole weekend. Well, through Saturday afternoon. So 3 days. Here, Indian, well, this is the cricket thing. They're like batter up, but they do it differently. Kind of has some similarities to baseball, but I never quite watched it enough to figure it all out. But, yeah, this is McGill University. I was just taking a little spin. We found the apartment, and then I just decided to take a looky around. Queen Victoria, this was... she was back before Queen Elizabeth, who's had quite the reign. Oh, yes, we have to evolve. Ain't that the truth? Here, a special composer or pianist or whatnot from the area. Decorative street lights. Monday through Friday, it looks like no parking there. Certain restrictions. I love the mohawk there, but I think that's just to keep the pigeons away. But still, looks cool. 1887. It's old world over here. I think I'll show a banner. 325 or 375 years. It's up there. I love the staircase, but that's quite common in Montreal, I'm told, the fire escapes. My sister had pastries. Oh, there's my mom. Yeah, we had a good pick. So we had a great dinner, and then back to this festival. So they had the concert night on this Thursday night, and a lot of people came by. Well, here are the festival grounds. They have like their orchestra hall. This nice Mustang right there. Well, we're going to catch some music. I thought that was maybe one of the Spice Girls. The media got in there, which would have had a great view. I didn't do all that. sisters. How about that? The fleur de lis. We see that represented quite a bit, actually, in Detroit, because we have an influence from Au Canada. Oh, yes, we do, and the French. All right. So they do the metal, punk, and hard rock here. Walking the dog. 115.9, and I swear I came by a little bit later and the price had dropped that instantaneously. Here's a look at some socks. I didn't recognize it at first, but my mom said those are socks. So how about it? Freaky kind of socks, if I can say so. A neon, you can do a lot of things in neon. So yeah, brush your teeth. That's a good public service announcement. And this mural's all kind of in this neighborhood. This is off of St. Laurent. And we stopped in for some live music, my mom and myself. All right. Now this is late at night, and that's what I like about this camera. It'll pick up all this stuff. You know, you don't need that iPhone 6. But yeah, this is a great viewing area from this parking lot because there's murals all around. And then across the way, Homer Simpson is... Not Homer, Bart. Bart was freaked out by that monster. Okay, some street lamps. Montreal is a very nice walkable place, and then there's parks. So here a nice fountain. And it's great walkable, but the subway system is to beat all, and I didn't use it that much. You know, on this trip, a lot of walking. Rue Saint-Denis. Okay, I'm going to check this out. Back in the day, I used to work for Park West Galleries, and there's a couple times where I had to spend the night in Montreal to do a show. And that was kind of like a red light district, but the prices were cheaper. So I was able to get an affordable room. But it also, my name's Dennis, so it just seemed apropos that I would end up kind of in this area. But there's the website. But yeah, nice couple blocks. Saint Denis is cool. Then Saint Laurent, which I'll see a little bit later. Art is everywhere. Yeah, further down the street, they got these globes hanging up in the tree. They look like, you might think it's the full moon. And it kind of was, close to it. But those globes are kind of neat. So it's like not so much graffiti, but it's kind of, you know, street art, but it works. And it's still a little bit, you know, a little bit of a edge to it. Artsy though, so you have to appreciate that. Yeah, there's energy, which you want to be amongst all of that. So that's a fun district. But Montreal comes alive, certainly. You know, in the summer, they have a shorter summer than we do, but even so, when they have the opportunity to open the doors, open the windows, the next day they'll actually block the street off. There'll be a lot of nice pedestrian areas where you can walk down the middle of the street and don't have to worry about cars, which is really cool. Mary Poppins, so they did the umbrella thing, which is clever. But a blues bar, and I'm kicking myself. Oh, I would have just spent $12 I could have sat in. I love blues music, and probably would have been in, singing in French. Maybe they would sing a few classics in American. But yeah, that would have been interesting. But I'm so cheap. Yeah, I couldn't afford the $12. I'm kicking myself. The distillery. Hey, what kind of hat is that? Okay, well, late into the night, the bars are open till 3. So they're all going to the dance clubs now. And so there's a line here. But apparently these young ladies here, they were walking with purpose. They walked up to the front of the line. And they might have known somebody. But yeah, there's usually security in their black suits. Yeah. But it's the night scene, and this is a Thursday night, but Friday's their holiday, so it feels like it's a Friday night or a weekend night. So people are bustling about. And the restaurants were doing quite well, but the whole mix, this is on St. Laurent Street, and I'm heading north. And this goes on for quite a few miles, where they have this district for the clubs. So if you're in your 20s, this is probably all the rage. A lot of them aren't really even advertised. I just like lighting because I think it shows up good in the camera lens. But even at home, some of these light bulbs are pretty impressive, what they can do. Shopping, if you're into that, now I can't say I'm partial to that. I can appreciate people that like to do all that. I'm just cheap, probably. But yeah, shopping's not my forte. I'd rather walk around, check out the alleys here. Here's an alligator. Yeah, and this is... I could improve technology probably here, but this is shot with a high 8 camera, and this is like 2001 technology, so this is already old school, but it's still... I love it at night because it's good it works on 1 lux, which is incredible. So anyways, yeah, looking down all the way, the long alley. Oh, between good and evil. That looks like the Devil's Advocate there. And that looks like Darren on the right. Well, it's going to be flip-flopped here. In the future, I'll probably bring back the show, The Devil's Advocate. And Darren will kind of be the host, but I'll play that special role. Well, I was looking for hats, and the store wasn't open, but later in the vacation, I actually got a hat. My mom bought me a birthday gift. How sweet is that? My first styling hat that I got here in Montreal. But, yeah, a lot of cool shops, certainly, and they're all closed right now because it's late at night. But I love street art, so there's just... And, like, down further where I'm spending the night, there at St. Laurent and Sherbrooke. The street I'm staying on is actually St. Dominic. But down at that area, they do those murals. They last for a year, and the following year they have another, like, weekend festival. And artists come in, and they just redo it. So they last a year. They have that's their shelf life. So, but that's good. There's a renewal. I don't know. Can you make all that out? Hopefully. I made the aged 5 years. That works for me. Yeah, I was just checking out the hood. This was like done up like in flowers. And they have sales just like they do everywhere. but it's fun just exploring. And yeah, this is a cool, like a space age chair there. That was kind of neat. All right, to St. John the Baptiste. If you can read in French, here you go. It kind of explains a little bit. Okay, the bars close at 3. I'm pretty accurate for time. They do the temperature in Celsius. So 30, it's starting to get hot if you're up to 30. But like 24 to 28 is pleasant. Uh-oh, she's armed. She's dangerous. Well, urban planning too now, they have some room to grow. Not everything is filled up and, to the brim kind of a thing. There's room for improvement, and that's true in any city. But I like the urban planning aspect because you see how other people do it, and it makes you wonder and think, can we do that here? Oh, that's so true with the mass transit, but wow, I could talk for hours on that. Detroit is woefully lacking in that aspect. You can even get around with the skateboard. The trees are kind of blocking the view, but bus transit. Yeah, as long as those lights are crisscrossing the street, that's pretty much an open area. Kind of tells you this is the hip or the nightlife district. And they were still queued up, sometimes to get into these dance clubs or just to get something to eat. I think someone mentioned John Lee Hooker. I think they're right. So Detroit having an influence in Montreal. Look at LeBron, the king. So they were covering all this. Something like 1.3 million persons watched. Wow. It's neat because certainly Montreal, their primary language is French, but the people are real good there. Most of them have some knowledge of English, and you can kind of work your way through all that. Okay, look, the price did go down, so that's a good thing. Roosters are a big thing, too, in Montreal. All right, hot day. The youngsters had it figured out. I mean, the bad thing about it is when you get too old, you can't act like a kid anymore. At least you're not supposed to. But, yeah, that was so tempting. Oh, okay, 1887. We're going to get some church action here. This was actually on the Friday, and we're going to catch a parade. But even before that, just some beautiful churches. So if you're into architecture, certainly some of the prime examples of architecture in any city would be their churches. But yeah. So anyways, we'll get a little church action for those of you that feel the need. All right, well, here's the parade route, and man, they had the Olympics here in 1976. It's going to be in Rio de Janeiro here in the year 2016, and that'll be starting up here, I guess, in August. Again, these beasts to ward off evil spirits and the like. So only the good shall enter. Praise the Lord. Yeah, we'll get some religion. Yeah, I'll mix it up a little bit on this show. Wow, that's what's fun about traveling. You don't know what's around the next corner and stuff. You see different stuff. Here, a bubble machine. We're getting ready for the parade. And what do we got here? Some women in capes. Super sexy. Okay, well, and then next door, Five Guys, hamburgers and frites. Do you remember? It wasn't that long ago. They weren't French fries. They were freedom fries. Yeah, that was because the French didn't agree with our decision to go to war in Iraq. Turns out that whole thing was bogus, but oh well. We had the thing with the fries, didn't we? All right, some music near the start. All right, well, moose are big in Quebec. And it's one of those things, moose, too. It's singular, and if there's like two mooses, you don't say mooses. You're not supposed to. It's moose. It's plural, too. All right. And they have immigrants, for sure. Yeah, I think I've heard it or seen it somewhere. Diversity is our strength. And it certainly can be. If you embrace all that, that works. And there's a mixture set in Canada. That is actually a pretty cool song. I think if I did it for long enough, I'd be spellbound. And then, here $15 minimum. So people get involved in the parade too, and you can join in at the end, which is really cool. All right, a church service, another church. Here we go.
Maintenant, le Seigneur parle, lui qui m'a conduit de la scène de ma mère pour que je sois son serviteur, que je lui remette le corps, que je lui
All right, the train station. Here we go. Toronto, certainly, but they'll get you around the province. This I thought was rock, but it's actually made of steel. And they have a good park system in Montreal. All right, I don't know what's up with this. A big guy's on a horse. And then the cathedral. And I had seen a few churches already here in the morning. I thought, well, I'll see Notre Dame. And that wouldn't have been a bad thing, but they wanted $5 admission fee. 6 years and under free. But they take you on a tour. And you can get around by horse. And this is the old city. View Montreal or whatever, Vieux, old. So yeah, has the old school look to it. Oh, the bells.
Festival Montreal Baroque. Welcome to the Baroque Fair, the Montreal Baroque Festival.
All right, they're going to do some singing.
We're doing a concert here to get publicity for.
Oh yeah, the bubble machine. They got that going over here. There's that rooster. Look at this, a Lamborghini. Man, the high rollers are out here. And people that like balloon hats and the like, they'll hook you up. There's a lot of people, while they're doing the portraits, she doesn't look too happy there. Maybe she'll be happy when she sees her picture. But, street performers, buskers, if you like. Windsor has a festival, the busker thing, and I should check that out somewhere. That'd be fun. This is a great street, though. Pedestrian traffic only. And it's all ages type events. You can, a big part of it certainly is eating and drinking. And then on hot days, yeah, it's not a bad idea with the being out on that little water parkway thing. Montreal is an island in the St. Lawrence River. Here is a great climbing thing. I think they all have some kind of harness, or at least I would hope. But they're going through this whole village thing. And then the zip line. Zip. Yeah, and here they go again. Wow, that was a pretty close race there. I don't know if there's a trick to getting there quicker. But back in 1967, they had the World Exposition, and that was the U.S. exhibit there. Then they had a fire, and it burned out the whole inside, but the globe is still there, which is quite eye-catching. Here's some pleasure craft. This, it was on a Friday afternoon, but it's a national holiday, so it's vacation time, holiday mode. And then poutine, it's like their national dish, because there were food trucks here that had it like up the yin-yang. Okay, there's poutine there.
Planifier un voyage, se retrouver dans le sud sur une plage.
Here's the tiger. Not a Detroit tiger, I don't think. These kids love this tiger, though. I'm thinking maybe it's a Hamilton tiger cat. But yeah. So, the old city's just up there, and but then they have a port area, which, man, tons of people. Okay, almost $20, and you save a penny. I hate when they do that. Okay, $20, but then you can get a combo thing, so you get an idea of the prices. Or you could put your kids on the train. Here's a map, a lay of the land, and you can see the different port area. Well, not that clearly, actually. Yeah, there it was, 375 years. So they got us beat by a little bit. Here's some youngsters, and there was a whole group of them here. I don't know if they were breaking the law or not, but those young people. Well, I didn't sleep at a Holiday Inn last night or even think about sleeping at one, but I did show a picture of one, which actually looked kind of cool because it was in the Chinatown area. Here, now look at the colored lines. We're going to take Place d'Armes and we're going to go up to Sherbrooke. So we're going to do the orange line, but they got a green line and a blue line and a yellow line. Okay, the ticket, it was $3.25, but you can get a monthly pass for like $50. Look at this mass transit. Look at this. Clean, efficient, economical. You don't need a car. You can get around town, and people do. This works. Now, I'm not saying we're beyond having a subway in Detroit, but when people bellyache about spending a little money for a streetcar or for improving mass transit, give me a break. Oh, God. Yeah, music is everywhere too. It's fun when you see performers, and that was like in the subway system, and they don't discourage that. Okay, here's I can learn something here.
Okay, ready?
Yeah.
Okay, later that evening, Mom and I decided we'll get something to eat. And I told her St. Denis Street was really cool, but we also heard there was a festival or whatnot. I mean, still with the holiday, so they had this lighting thing going on. There was things all over the place. Then Archambault Musique. So a music store. We're told, hey, there's a cool art installation in the gay village. Oh, scary thought there, huh? but they say it's a tourist attraction and so forth. We're going to check that out. But at the end of this village, there's a beautiful park here, and looks like they have music festivals. There's a big cloud up there, a colorful drape. But it was a beautiful evening, warm. A lot of people were outside, to be sure, walking around and enjoying the holiday. This is what they come to check out, though, is these pink balls, plastic, that are strung in a line. It's a rainbow area. So they have art installations here. I don't know how often this changes, but I get a kick out of seeing anything for the first time. It's like, oh, that's neat. Oh, cabaret spectacles. Yeah. Interesting entertainment, to be sure, or shopping. If you're a shopper. Yeah. Then music here. They were singing songs. Let's listen in. Well, this was a tribute to the tragedy that happened in Orlando. And so they had the memorial type thing. Some things transcend borders, I guess. But yeah, these guys actually sang pretty good. Here's one of those little pink balls. And then they had an art gallery. And here, kind of interesting, this may have been made with auto parts or various things like that. A lot of restaurants, a lot of people walking. The restaurants were packed, and I'm sure the bars later in the evening. Here they had a little stairway that you could get above the fray, and so this is looking down on the street. Yeah, it's a rainbow thing. Run for your life. But yeah, this is they closed it off to vehicular traffic, and a lot of nice walkable areas in Montreal. Oh, the rainbow takes many shapes. Oh, Lord. We just need the government, right, to stay out of... It's crazy. People want to be free from the government. You know, people should be just free. The French have a word for all this kind of thing. C'est la vie. Live and let live, kind of. You know, it can be loosely translated to mean any number of things. But yeah, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Oh, yeah. Hey, you know, we let... we'll let those other discussions for another day. I'm in vacation mode, or I should be. Here, they use rocks to point the way, but the Inuit Indians. This was on a Saturday now. Saturday morning. And back near the art museum. And then this, I have a cousin named Cedric, and my mom mentioned that looked like Cedric. They have fancy hotels. If you want top notch of anything, you can be pampered. You can have your Dom Perignon. That seems like the main ticket item there. But yeah, the finest of the finest. You can find it here. And right now it's great. The dollar is paying like 26% premium. So every US dollar is like $1.26 in Canadian funds. Although you'll find that things are priced higher in Canada. So it's basically kind of a wash. Here, right by the museum, they have golden footsteps and other various sculptures all over the place. And their big exhibit here is Pompeii, running this summer. But the Montreal Museum of Fine Arts, I bought one of these mobiles. When I install it, I'll have to show it to you. But I like that because a mobile will move. There's my hat. I did not show, and later on I'll have to show my hat, but that's my first styling hat. My mom bought it for my birthday, so what a great birthday gift I shall remember. But here are the golden footsteps. And if you take a double-decker bus tour, you're going to stop by here. And the museum was affordable. It was like $20 or so admission, but we didn't have that much time. We had a full slate of activities because on Sunday is the Ironman, which we'll see a little of that at the top of the hour. This is a closer look at the Chihuly glass deal here, and quite a project. Dale Chihuly, born in Tacoma. This was 2003, Chandeliers and Towers. Quite the installation. Art loves Montreal, or Montreal. I bought like one of those mobiles. God, I have to take a closer look. I didn't buy the one you saw up front. There was one. Anyways, you'll see it in the future. Guaranteed. All right, back to mass transit. Oh, it's like underground. Oh, they got it rocking. Oh, they come and they go. Clean, efficient, economical. Gets you to point A to point B. Oh, it's working. Call it the Metro here, and some of their stations are kind of artsy fartsy, but it does it's the ticket, it's the bomb. We're gonna get the M1 rail, the Q line or whatever, and that's the start, and we'll have to push for further, run one up Grand River, up Gratiot. Okay, this is the apartment. Not 3459 St. Dominic, not and across the way, a nice building. This one needs some work, but it has potential. You look at that as an opportunity. You don't look at, oh, that's an eyesore. Well, maybe, but it's an opportunity. It will be for somebody. So here's inside. Great for students. So there's 3 students, my 2 nephews and Caitlin. They have a friend that's staying there, so there's 3 of them. The kitchen area and the bathroom complete with sink, the shower to the left, the toilet, everything you need. They're good to go. Look, a bunk bed, that works. So you have a friend, whatever, sleep on top. They do the desserts. Well, I'm in Canada, but det.com. I'm promoting Detroit, but sometimes I get out a little bit and promote other places. Here, if you get on Montreal, which Montreal, there's the Olympic Stadium from back in 1976. God, Bruce Jenner, I remember him. He won the gold medal in the decathlon. And, yeah, Caitlin number 2. But, yeah, there's a look at the stadium. The Montreal Expos played there for a little while. Now, heading north to Mont-Tremblant, which is a resort area north of the city. And we're going to get a factory tour of banana products. Here's my sister, Anne-Marie, and she's putting the eyes on marzipan. You need a steady hand, don't you?
It helps.
Marzipan is like almond paste, and it's a real treat in Canada, quite popular. And so they provide a lot of bakeries and pastry shops and the like in the Montreal area. So it's a production kind of thing. So this is small world Canada type factory action. And my brother-in-law, Dominique, here, he's putting the eyes on, if you guess turtles, you guess correctly. But we'll see a whole range of animals and creations here. They got tradefuls, and certain holidays really do good. This is a work in progress. They still have to put the top figure. That was a Lego thing. And this is a pink elephant. Some kind of fish, goldfish maybe. And a frog. They still need the eyes and some more turtles. Oh, and then chipmunk. Almond paste. They come in. They get them by the bucket. And they bought a chair from the Montreal Forum. I was lucky enough to see a game at the Montreal Forum, and they were playing the Wings, and the Wings won. Oh, it was just incredible. I had so much fun because that's a classic stadium, to be sure, but it's no longer. They play at a new and improved stadium. Here, my sister's putting the eyes. She's going to do some commentary here, though.
So, a bucket full of pink. The marzipan for me.
Okay.
So I weigh out what I have this week. I get out my boxes and I cut everything. So
these are all the creations, Dalmatians,
yeah.
lions, okay, pirates,
Yeah.
okay.
And so then I've got, like, this is the dog's body, and they're all pretty much the same size. We sell it by the piece, but we try to make them the same size. So that's for the dog's body, and 20 dozen at a time. So that's what's here.
And it can store like this in here. It doesn't have to be in a cooler.
No baking, no refrigerating. So we'll put it like that, and then it'll stay for weeks. It doesn't. And we're kind of running down our stock now, but usually this is full. Holiday. Another.
Is this a lobster?
It is. It is.
That's Angry Bird. And then a dog. Oh, they got all sorts of creations, which is kind of fun. And so there's certainly small business entrepreneurs, and they've been doing this for several years, which is kind of neat.
Which is nice.
That's the spray gun, because they use that for certain coloring. Yeah, they got this all set up.
As well. A million cookie cutters. Write happy birthday on a cake.
Oh, put it right on top of the cake?
And then they'll write on there happy birthday John and then stick that on the cake. And so they buy it by the box, by the 100.
Oh, those are emblems she can put on a cake. That's their website, confiseriebanana.com. Okay. But they have enough business. They provide these pastry shops. They got a great client, and away they go, working for themselves, living the dream, right? And when you say your passion's into it, then it doesn't feel like work. Oh, what a feeling that is. There with the banana, that is cool. Okay, the Lego men. Okay, we saw the base before, but this is with the if you're into Lego. Man, these are fun. They're popular certainly with kids. Beaver, and if you like the taste, now they have Halloween seasonal things. So
then it gets.
Oh, and then the shed area. So there's buckets. And then I got to tour the back 40. They got a farmer out back. Looks like he's missing. Some of it's flying out the top, but harvesting, I guess, just hay. Anne Marie, my sister, she's got a garden going out back, but they have a smaller growing season.
Not good for anything, but they'll look fun. Then I got 2 rows of beets, but
It's Airbnb.
Oh, then a tree house. And this is kind of neat. The kids loved this when they were growing up, and a little fireman pole down the side, and natural heat with the fireplace, and then the deer out back grazing along while we were having dinner. The parents noticed. I have another sister that entrepreneur with her brother-in-law. They got the furnace hot glass thing going. So my sister had the display all over the place. Okay, this is the Iron Man, and just have the start of it. Iron Man will be next week's show. I'll cover this. Google Iron Man. Just that will be your homework assignment to get some info, and then you'll be well versed in what you'll be seeing. This was in Montreal, and main title sponsor Subaru, but they already did the swim. There's 3 events. They do the swim first thing, then a bike ride, and then running to end the completion. But it's much more. I would say it's more grueling than a marathon. But okay, well, we reached 1 hour. Continue the audio next week.
Well, les applaudissements, mesdames, messieurs. Taylor Reed from Canada right now.
De belle façon, mais assez insidieux, je dirais. Très heureux de
Merci, hyper bien.
so they're going to run down here.
You tell him where to get the landscapers.
Oh, and they have the zip cord thing. That's one of the stations. So if you take...
Malheureusement, c'est pas une journée facile pour tous les...
Troisième position, il a présentement Christopher Hill. Voyons voir s'il sera en mesure. Il a fait tout un effort sur le vélo pour réussir à arriver dans les top 3. Mais là, Heather Edwards from St. Paul, Minnesota. Looking great right now.
Elle est sortie, allez, on l'encourage le long des barrières, c'est vous.
Trevor would help the Canadian now in third position.
But at least we'll both be beautiful and stay forever young.
Chanson